After surgery, instruments should be cleaned thoroughly. Most of the dirt will stick on the inner side of the joint. It is very important that this part is cleaned well. In the normal position, only a small part of the joint is accessible for cleaning. Blood which stays inside the joint can lead to rust formation. In order to clean the joint completely, the lock at the back of the instrument should be opened. Now the whole joint is accessible for cleaning. To open the lock, rotate the inner half so it will slide out of the open part. The pits in the metal, which you see on the inner surface of the joint, are caused by rust from blood clots. Dip the soft sponge or a gauze in a solution of water and soap. Always use a soft soap which will not damage the metal. Clean the instrument well on both sides. Remove the soap with clean water and dry the instrument before storage. Protect the tip of delicate instruments with a piece of silicone tubing from an IV set. Cannulas should be flushed with clean water immediately after use. When the lumen of a cannula is closed, use a piece of metal wire to reopen it. Make sure that the metal wire is made out of a soft kind of metal. Iron can cause rust on stainless steel instruments. Rust on stainless steel instruments can be removed by using a brass brush. This is a soft metal which will not damage the instrument. By making long, gentle strokes with the brush, most of the rust will be removed. Do not touch the inner surface of scissors with the brush. This might damage the scissors. Another way is to soften the rust with Coca-Cola. Put the instrument in Coca-Cola for about an hour. The rust will become soft and can be removed very easily. When looking at a cross-section of a pair of scissors, two surfaces are of main importance: the inner surface and the upper surface. These two surfaces form the cutting edge, which is responsible for cutting tissue. This is the inner surface. This surface should not be touched. The surface which is reflecting the light is the upper surface. This is the cutting edge. You can see that this cutting edge is blunt. Light is reflecting from little gaps. A pair of scissors can be tested by using cotton wool. Cut a piece of cotton wool over the whole length of the scissors. If a pair of scissors is blunt, the cotton wool will be clasped instead of cut. The reflection of the light indicates that this pair of scissors is blunt. The irregularities on the cutting edge indicate that tissue will be clasped. By sharpening a pair of scissors, these irregularities are removed. A thin layer of the upper surface has to be filed off. Hold the scissors firmly. Rotate the scissor in such a way that light is reflecting from the upper surface. Sharpening can be done with a file or with a special sharpening stone. Hold the file or stone horizontal. Make gentle strokes, don't use force. When the brightest reflection from the upper surface is obtained, the upper surface is in the horizontal flat. When the file or stone is also held horizontal, the right angle is achieved. Start at the tip and make a combined movement forward and sideways. Cover the whole surface during one stroke. Use the same technique for curved scissors. Try to follow the curve of the scissors. Make sure that the sharpening stone is flat on the upper surface. Keep the stone horizontal. When the sharpening movement is directed towards the inner surface, there will be a burr formation on the inner surface. If this burr is not removed, it will blunt the scissors again. This burr can be removed by scratching it off with a fingernail. Test the scissors again after sharpening. Also test the tip of the scissors by cutting one hair of the cotton wool with the tip. A second problem with scissors can be that the joint is too loose. The joint is held together by a rivet and not with a screw. To tighten the rivet, put it on a metal surface. Press the two parts of the scissors flat on top of each other and hit with a small hammer on top of the rivet. If a tip of a pair of forceps is broken off, this forceps can be turned into a grooved forceps. Make both legs of the forceps the same length with a side cutter. Smoothen the tip with a triangulator file. Make a small groove on one side with one of the edges of the file. Make a groove on the other side as well. The amount of metal at the tip should be as small as possible. If one leg is bent, rebend it with a pair of flat-tipped pliers. Test the needle holder by grasping a small hair. If it is slipping, the surfaces are not aligned. To smoothen the inner surfaces of the needle holder and get a better alignment, let the needle holder grab a piece of very fine sandpaper. The surfaces are now smoothened parallel to each other. Smoothen both surfaces. The needle holder should now hold the hair.